They were 23rd in passing attempts. That was the number that surprised me in the league. 23rd in attempts. Chris, they were 8th in yardage last year. This team was hard to defend, period. They were also 3rd in rushing attempts and 5th in yardage. And all was at the hands of Jalen Hurts, the guy who arguably was a runner-up for MVP. The guy is going 22 overall in fantasy drafts right now. He's QB3. You can argue that he should be QB1. You could argue he should be QB2. You could argue that Pat Mahomes should be outside of the top 3 quarterbacks as well, if you throw Lamar Jackson in here in a healthy year. So that being said, he had 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, only 6 picks, so he was efficient. 165 rushes on the season, 2 for 760 and 13 touchdowns. And so to me, this guy right here, he is one of these quarterbacks that you're going to look for in that second round. Obviously, first round if you're in a super flex league, 2 QB league, but if you're in a 1 QB league, he is a guy that you, especially 6-point touchdown, you're looking for him in the second round. He's going to be a hot commodity, and I expect his numbers to at least be the same.
I can make an argument for him being a first round and being the first quarterback off the board. I think this team is going to be passing a lot more. Again, we talked about the defenses that are in this division, and we've talked about the defenses that that the Eagles are going to have to play, and then the strength of those teams being the defensive front. And if they can't run the ball effectively, they're going to have to throw the ball. Yeah. Let me throw these stats out at you. All right, he was 16th amongst quarterbacks in passing attempts. He was 12th amongst deep ball attempts. He was number 4 in QBR. He had 2,000-yard receivers and a 700-plus yard tight end. And he was 16th in the league in passing attempts. He was super efficient. I know a lot of people are hating on Jalen Hurts.
I just said that. He's 23rd in attempts and 8th in yardage. He was probably the most efficient quarterback in the NFL when you look at it that way.
And you want to go, if you look at the rushes, number 1 in quarterback carries, number 1 in carries per game, number 1 in red zone carries by a lot.
Yeah.
And then number 1 in rushing touchdowns, number 3 in rushing yards per game. You know what the Eagles can do and I really love this offense. I really do. And from a fantasy perspective, you have to love it. And you want a piece of this because they are efficient. And everyone from every position, they can score points from you. So I don't care if it's A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith. I don't care if it's Jalen Hurts that I get. I don't care if it's one of the running backs that I get. I don't care if it's Dallas Goedert that I get. I want a piece of this offense because they're really, really, really good, and they're efficient with the ball, and they have a great takeaway defense that's going to give them plus possessions.
Yeah. I have in my rankings, I've been shuffling things around. I kind of have in my projection for this year being neck and neck Hurts and Josh Allen. And I give the nod to Allen because the amount of times he throws the ball and the fact that he can throw for over 4,000 yards and still rush for almost 700 himself. But the thing about these guys, it's a cheat code. And we talk about the cheat code with Lamar Jackson and you talk about it with Justin Fields. It's different for these two guys because the size they have, when it's a short yardage play in the goal line area, it is automatic. It's almost 100% that they're going to make it across that goal line. They don't have to run some play action to do it. They don't have to do it. Like they really get the snap and they get pushed from behind by the running back and they're across the goal line. Same thing on 4th downs. So these guys can do that plus run out in the open. It is no wonder why there's a chance every season for them to be over 700 yards in rushing. I give the nod to Allen on the passing side, but I think Jalen Hurts could step up even more this year on the passing side because I don't think that everybody's giving Miles Sanders a lot of grief. Like, yeah, he didn't have a touchdown 2 years ago. And then all of a sudden had a big year last year and it was with the best offensive line. But Miles Sanders isn't a slouch running back. Like he came into the league and even as a rookie, he was decent for the Eagles. I think in my opinion is Rashad Penny. 6 yards per carry. DeAndre Swift. The guy was RB23 in only like 14 games. And he had a 5.4 yards per carry. You've got some good running backs coming in here. Those two guys can't stay healthy, and then you get Kenneth Gainwell, who was a late season hero for them, playoff hero. It's still going to be Jalen Hurts. This guy is still going to have a ton of rushes, and he's going to have to.
Yeah, he's going to be the double-digit rushing touchdown guy on this team.
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
I could see Penny and Swift end up with 7 or 8 touchdowns. But the guy that's going to have double digits is Jalen Hurts, because when they get down to the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line, they're going to push him forward.
Yep.